Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to bring you another tech tip. So, if you are like me and you cannot stand excessive play between the upper and lower receiver when it comes to your AR-15 or AR-10, this little trick may help you. Now, everybody knows about these little guys here, the Accu Wedges. I'll pull one out if you don't know what it looks like so I can show you. So, we have these little guys right here. Sit in the back of the lower receiver, in the back of the trigger pocket there, and this will apply upward pressure against this portion of the upper receiver and essentially take out any little bit of slack. And they work great. However, they work great when you have a fitment that is only a little bit loose, right? So, what happens when you have an upper receiver that is really loose fitting? Well, it took me some time to figure this out, and as I'm always doing, toying around and trying to find solutions to problems that are budget minded but effective, and I came across this stuff. So this is shim in a can. Now they make it in different thicknesses, but you want to get the one that's 1,000th inch thick. And essentially it's stainless steel shim stock that's basically paper thin. So how can this help? Well, you can cut it very easily, like cutting through paper with a pair of kitchen shears or so, and you can actually use it to take up slop. Now, I actually learned about this stuff. I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he's a guy that does a lot of precision builds. And for fitment issues, before they started making undersized or oversized barrel extensions or undersized upper receivers, he was taking shim stock and using it in the upper receiver for the barrel fitment to take up that slop to reduce movement in the barrel once everything was assembled and it was being fired. And he had great success with it. So I took that theory and applied it to the upper receiver takedown and pivot pin bores. So essentially what you're going to do, and I'll annotate this in the video now so you have it, but what I do is I start out with shim stock and I cut it a 1/2 inch wide by 0.80 long. So even if you run it 3/4 of an inch, that should be close enough, but I go over a little bit because depending on the size of the bore, some of them are a lot wider than others. Now this one here is by Aero Precision, and they're usually pretty good. Typically the front pin is very snug, like perfectly fitting, and then you'll have a little bit of play in the rear, and that's for ease of takedown. No problems there. Haven't had any issues with Aero Precision in the past. But actually, I lied. I had one issue with an M4E1 set that I bought, and I bought them separately, the upper and lower. And this is where you typically come into a lot of the issues. If you buy a built AR or you buy a matched set, you typically won't have fitment issues. It's when you buy them separately where they're not hand matched to provide that fit that everybody's looking for. So this is a bit of a solution. So what I do is I'll take like a drill bit, the back of the drill bit, and I'll wrap that cut piece around the drill bit because it's smaller and it makes it easier to insert into the bore. And then, as you can see here, once it's in, you could go ahead and push it along the sides to make sure that it's fitting properly. I don't know if that's going to come through there. There you go. And then if it's like these on Aero Precision, they bevel theirs, you can always pull it back out and trim the sides to fit better. But because this is a good fitting one, it makes it hard for me to show you. But on one of my most recent videos, the Palmetto State Armory Saber, that one, because I bought the upper and the lower separately, had quite a bit of play. And I also had somebody that commented about theirs having quite a bit of play. So I can't remember your name, but if you do happen to see this, I hope that this helps you, because this helped me with the Saber and made it feel like a world difference. But basically, this will go in there. Now, I haven't figured out whether I want to maybe use a little bit of adhesive to keep it in there. However, from my experience so far, I don't have an issue with them coming out. Depending on how tight of a fit you make it, you could have an issue when you repin it, where you might move it. But so far, I haven't run into that issue, because the one upper that I primarily have used this on, which I have a couple that I did, it was pretty loose. So couple that with this guy here, it's a beautiful fit, and I got zero movement whatsoever. But just wanted to put that out there. If you have loose fitment between your upper and lower receiver for AR-15 or AR-10, and you're like me, and those things will aggravate you, and you can't remedy it by going with slightly oversized pins like the Griffin Armament pins, which is what I've used on other receivers that have worked out great. Thousandth inch shim in a can works great, cheap, and does the job. So if you like this tech tip, go ahead, like this video. If you're interested in more videos, go ahead and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it, as I am officially trying to grow this channel, not just putting information out there for everybody. I'd like to actually grow this channel and open up some doorways so that I can get more products in where I'm not draining my bank account, and I can bring you open and honest reviews about the things that I get my hands on. So guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks.